Hi, I'm Dave Epstein, and this is our vlog. This is where I answer some of your questions, and I appreciate you sending in the questions. You can always email me at dave@growingwisdom.com. So let's get right to it. Bill says this past spring he built an arbor over a deck, and he put some grapevines hoping they would climb up over the arbor. He wanted to know when to prune them and why haven't they climbed. Well, anytime you plant a brand new plant, the first couple of years they tend to be slow. The best time to prune them is late winter. What you want to do is cut back the growth from the previous year, which will help to flesh out new growth during the next year. Justin has a coral bark maple, and his is in a container. He wanted to know whether that was okay. Well, Justin, it really depends on what zone. A coral bark maple is certainly a zone 6, and the problem is that in the winter, if you were in zone 6, the outside of that container is going to be exposed to a lot of different temperatures. It could crack the container, the roots will freeze and rethaw, and that's really not good. So that particular variety of plant you may want to put directly into the ground during the winter. If you like it in the pot, then you can pull it out of the ground and put it back on your deck during the course of the following year. This next question comes to me from Lori, and Lori, thank you very much for your question. You're asking about blue spruce. And this is a new house you've moved into, and the bottom branches of the spruce are dying, and you want to know what's going on. One of the things it might be, and this is what you want to look for, is cytospora, and that's a canker fungus. Look at the end of the dead branches for a sticky white substance. The infected tree actually produces this resinous sap in response to the infection by the canker fungus. Well, the next question is from Kathy, and Kathy asks about her lawn. She's got a lot of mushrooms, and you know, it's been a very wet year across the Northeast. Not surprising you have mushrooms. They're usually an indication of something decaying underneath the lawn that the mushrooms are feeding on. Also, it tends to indicate that your soil's a bit acidic. So you could apply a little bit of lime, but I really don't worry about them. They're not the best looking thing for some people, but you know what? Mow it a couple of times and the mushrooms will disappear. And my last question is from Wendy, and it has to do with an indoor house plant. She bought a pincushion plant. It's one of those great plants with those little orange flowers at the end of it. And the great thing about the pincushion plant is certainly the color. The problem is you probably won't get them to rebloom, so I tend to treat them as annuals. Wendy wanted to know if she could get it to rebloom. So I'd love you to send me your questions here at growingwisdom.com. You can just email me, again, at dave@growingwisdom. You can always sign up for the newsletter here on the website. We'll get you a new newsletter at least twice a month. Come back every week for all of our tips, hints, and helps at growingwisdom.com.